Do not get me wrong. Over the years, Mattel has made some absolutely amazing wrestling figure head scans, but in this video in particular, we're going to be focusing on, well, the ones that don't shine the brightest and my personal least favorite head scans that I own. But before we get into the head scans that I actually own that I dislike, I want to give a shout out to 4 special head scans that I think are just absolutely terrible. Here are the 4 that I dislike the most, that I don't own. Starting things off on the left with the Elite 24 Dolph Ziggler. I don't know what they were thinking with this head scan. You know, I get it, they were trying to do like a happy or excited face, but my god, it looks absolutely terrible. And then we've got 2 Miz head scans here. The one on the left, I don't see a resemblance to the Miz at all, but also it's just the fact that they have the goatee molded on, but yet they painted like skin tone over it, so it doesn't look like he has a goatee. It is just really bad. The one next to it as well just looks like I got hit in the face with a baseball bat. Just miserable. And then all the way on the right, we've got, you might not guess it, but that is actually John Cena. It looks nothing like John Cena. It's terrible. I'm not sure if they got, you know, the face scan capture for Cena. Like, that was actually him in the studio that they got images of, because I don't think whoever designed that head scan has ever seen a John Cena match or knows what John Cena looks like, because my god, I think that one actually might be the worst head scan of all time. But let's go ahead and now jump into the figures that I actually own that I just dislike the most. We're going to start things off here with the Elite, what I believe is the Elite 32 Big E Langston. If I am correct, this was the second ever Big E Langston Elite released behind that red one, which I believe was Elite 26. If I am correct, it was so long ago when it came out, but just looking at this head scan, something is off, and I think the issue is that the forehead is just way too big. That literally looks like an 8 head, not even a 4 head. When you look at the face itself, maybe it's just me that sees this, but it looks really tiny from the eyebrows down to the goatee. Just super tiny compared to the rest of the head. I mean, you can see there's just an abnormally large forehead placed on Big E, unfortunately, which I don't think in real life he has that big of a forehead, and it's kind of unfortunate. This thing just looks really terrible. And the facial expression itself is also just a little bit off. It doesn't look like Big E at all. Maybe if the facial expression or just the actual face, taking out that forehead, and you look at the main features, looks like Big E, it wouldn't be that terrible. But it's the combination of the ginormous forehead and just the fact that, well, this looks nothing like Big E, at least to me. Let's go ahead and get another look all around. Yeah, this is definitely not one of Mattel's better head scans. This Brock Lesnar head scan is certainly an odd one, and I think the main reason being the facial expression is just a little bit weird. You know, me personally, just looking back at it, I don't think they've made a great Brock Lesnar face scan yet. Maybe you guys disagree. I think the best one overall might be the first one they ever released. However, in terms of Brock Lesnar head scans, I don't think overall they've made just a really good one. You know, it seems like every wrestler has at least had a good head scan, but with Brock, I just personally disagree, and especially this Elite, my god, I'm not sure what they were thinking. Is this the GameStop exclusive, I believe? It's just, I mean, just look at it. Do I even have to explain why it's bad? The eyes are a little bit buggy, and you know, Brock does make some weird facial expressions, but this, to me, does not even resemble Brock Lesnar at all, and I just keep it on here because I don't really have that many others, so this Brock Lesnar will not go down as one of Mattel's best. This is, I believe, Jimmy Uso. I could be wrong, although I'm pretty sure it is Jimmy. This head scan notoriously is hated by a lot of people who own this Elite figure. There just really isn't a great resemblance or accuracy to Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso. I feel so stupid for not knowing which one is which. It sucks because the other Elite, Jimmy or Jey, was a really tremendous head scan, and this one, unfortunately, just not that good. A lot of people have swapped this head scan out with some other past Uso figures. I do not blame them at all, because this one is really bad. Maybe I'm in an island all by myself here with this Shane McMahon head scan, because I never really liked it. When it was released on the ringside exclusive King of the Ring Shane, I swapped it immediately because I am really not a fan of this Shane head scan. Now, I think the resemblance is partially there. However, what throws it off to me personally is that it just looks like a Jax head scan. It is way too big. On the jersey body, like the jersey is big, so, you know, it doesn't really look that huge in comparison. But if we take another figure, let's see. If we just take this Daniel Bryan for comparison, and I'm trying to put them side by side, you will see that the Shane McMahon head scan is far wider and bigger overall. It's just very unrealistically big. All features of it, you know, the resemblance maybe is there, however, what just mainly throws me off is how big it is. I think the other Shane McMahon head scan is far better, and this is easily one of my least favorite Mattel head scans. Earlier I mentioned that Uso figure looked like it got stung by a bumblebee. Well, this Samoa Joe is no exception, and the facial expression of the squint really is not helping. To me, this Joe figure just looks very cartoony and does not resemble Samoa Joe that much. I think had you just looked at this face by itself without the hair and the facial hair to, you know, give you the clues that, hey, this is Samoa Joe, you would not be able to guess what wrestler this is. The other Samoa Joe head scan I definitely prefer over this one because this one to me is just very, very bad. How about we talk about this Screaming Seth Rollins head scan? And when it first came out, I actually think I enjoyed it. I actually liked the head scan. Over time, I have just gotten absolutely sick of it because it feels like they're using it for almost every single Rollins figure. Maybe that's just the ones that I've purchased, but I posted a picture on Instagram about this Rollins head scan a little while ago, and a lot of you guys seem to agree that this head scan is just way overused, and there are so many far superior options for a Rollins head scan. The screaming expression is just, you know, it's good at first for shock value when you see a figure with such an expressive, I should say, face scan. But over time, it doesn't look good. It's very weird. I also, again, talking about resemblance like I have before, I just don't think this looks like Seth Rollins at all from any angle. I'm not sure if they scanned Rollins for this head scan, and maybe it's just the way the eyebrows, or just the way the hair, or not the hair I should say, or just the way the face is painted in general. It doesn't look like Rollins, but it really just looks like someone cosplaying as Seth Rollins, if I'm being honest. So this one, gotta throw it in the trash because it's really bad. We've got two more here, this being the second to last, and we've got Kofi Kingston. Man, just look at it. Just admire that face for 2 seconds and tell me if you like it. It's very weirdly shaped as well. Now, granted, I have it swapped onto an Elite, so maybe because this isn't the proper figure it came with, it looks odd, but just look at the way the back of the head is sculpted. You know, there's a gap between the neck and the head. It doesn't look like a human skull, if I'm being honest. It really doesn't. You know, the eyes are extremely buggy, which is what they were going for. Obviously, they were looking for one of the more cartoony expressions, but overall, just not a good head scan at all. Doesn't look like Kofi to me. I wouldn't use this on any Kofi Elite. Unfortunately, I have it on this one because I believe when I had this Elite 27, it didn't have a face scan, and so I bought this head scan for whatever reason, swapped it on, and it was a very bad decision. But finally, my least favorite head scan in my entire collection has to go to this bunny figure. Now, first off, not only is it bad because when you look at some of the pictures of the actual bunny that Adam Rose used, it really doesn't resemble it. But it's the bunny, for crying out loud. Can we believe that Mattel actually spent money? Granted, some people actually wanted this figure. Crafting and tooling a bunny figure, which, in my opinion, has to be one of the most forgettable angles in all of wrestling over the past few years. I mean, Adam Rose is extremely forgetful, let alone, I believe it was a mix of Justin Gabriel and Sin Cara who were wrestling as the bunny. I mean, just absolutely terrible. It's creepy, it's stupid, it's goofy, it's everything you don't want in a wrestling figure, in my opinion. I obviously bought this figure for scientific reasons, so please don't blame me. But overall, easily my least favorite head scan, and in my opinion, the worst that I own. Let's go ahead and put some of these together. Maybe you disagree, which if you do, please let me know. I'm down to hear anybody to justify that this bunny head scan is amazing and is one of the best of all time. But while Mattel does do a great job with some head scans, there are others, like seen in this video, that are just terrible. So leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you have not already, and as always, stay tuned to the next one.